Hello, my name is Kyle Pounds, and this is what I think about the Marfa Lights. Last weekend I took a 3-day trip up to the Marfa Lights, and we saw them 2 nights. And what the Marfa Lights are is you go to this parking area where they build a building and they have this nice little lookout over the place, and you look south. And a little bit after sunset, you see these 3 lights. There's these 2 lights kind of a little bit above horizon that would appear, and they would usually shine orange, but sometimes they turn blue and yellow, and they change color, and they basically they fluctuate in brightness a lot. They start out dim, or they come bright all of a sudden, and when at their brightest, they are a lot brighter than Venus. Then there's a third one that's a little bit up to the left of this blinking red tower that's off in the distance, and it's that light is a little bit higher up off the ground than the light itself, and a lot higher up off the ground, or a little higher up off the ground than the other 2 lights. And sometimes there's even more lights, and nobody knows what they are. A lot of skeptics have these ideas that they put forth that don't make any sense. For example, some people say it's the piezoelectric effect. They're way too bright to be the piezoelectric effect. If they were, then people would have put lookout places by now on the side of the mountain that they think they are, and it would be like you could use the piezoelectric effect to light up houses and stuff. We'd be using it by now, so it's definitely not the piezoelectric effect. It can't be bubbles of air or anything like that either, because all those lights, they start at the same place. They're at the same place all the time. Although the one next to the tower I saw move actually over the tower once. They do move around. My friend actually saw one of the lights split apart, and other people sometimes see the lights split apart and come back together. And I did see the lights moving around a lot. So they can't be bubbles, because the bubbles, they would come up different places. So it's definitely a phenomenon that has not been explained. I think I know what they come from, though. If you want to see what they look like, just type in Marfa Lights. I couldn't film it because I couldn't figure out how to do my camera on dark mode. It just couldn't detect the lights. Oops. So my theory about what the Marfa Lights are is some kind of energy portal, hyperdimensional energy portal, or maybe some kind of a gateway, energy interdimensional gateway. I think the reason that I believe that is because you can only see those lights from this one lookout area. If you go a couple miles to the left or a couple miles to the right, you can't see them. Now, that happens when you have these little laser, those little laser pointer things. You can only see the lasers if you're directly behind it. If you go off a few degrees, you can't see it. So I think these lights, the energy coming in from space, is actually facing towards us, and that's why we can see them. They come down, and then they go like this, and then they come down into the ground again. Somehow they follow some energy thing as they go into the earth. I think they move around a lot. I think the same way that if you were to pull the plug on a sink, you can see the spiral water going down, like the tornado. Now, I think I've seen a few times, like sometimes those spirals, they actually bifurcate. So when the lights split up, I think that's as the energy is spiraling down, the energy is actually bifurcating a little bit. Also, when this water spirals down into the drain, sometimes it moves around also. So that's why the lights were moving around. And also, I think when you have something passing through, you have stuff passing through in clumps. So I think that's why the lights would come on and off. They would be on for like between 10 and 30 seconds, and then they go away, and then they come back. So it's just these different energy clumps coming in. It's not steady. Nothing's steady anyways. People riding trains. You have people come out of trains, and then nothing, and then come out of trains. So it's kind of like that. Another reason I think that it's an interdimensional portal of energy, and probably even spirits, maybe that's how they come to this planet from other places, is because of hyperdimensional physics. If you have different platonic solids, maybe it was called, or the basic shapes. The most basic shape is the sphere, and then you have the triangle and the square, and then you put all those shapes together, and then you get the tetrahedron and all this other stuff. Now, when hyperdimensional energy, we all know hyperdimensional energy exists because gravity exists, and so, but other energy, when energies come to this planet from other stars or other planets, they they funnel into the planet. Well, we all know about the Van Allen belt and our electromagnetic field that comes around the Earth like a toroid. The energy comes in through the North Pole, so we all know, we can all relate to that. But there's another way that energy comes in, and it is coming in through it doesn't just hit the Earth at any random place. It actually goes through a portal, and it goes through. If you were to put the most basic shape besides the sphere, the triangle, inside the sphere, and then you put another triangle upside down, where the triangles hit the sphere, that is where the energy would come through, because energy follows the most basic shapes. So Richard Hoagland says that that's 19.5 degrees. I don't understand why he would say it's 19.5 degrees, because if I do, he says that the pyramids are at 19.5 degrees, but the pyramids are actually at 30 degrees. So maybe he's looking at it a different way. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. But the pyramids are at exactly 30 degrees, 30.44 degrees or something like that. Cydonia, the pyramids on Mars, are exactly that place on Mars. The eye on Jupiter is the same exact place. And also another way that energy comes through is expresses itself in this dimension is through volcanoes. And so more or less that is the 30 degrees, that's where Hawaii is, which is the biggest volcano in the world, biggest mountain in the world. Let's see, also the guy who made what's it called, the Coral Castle in Miami is roughly around 30 degrees. And some people think that he was able to make that castle at 30 degrees because there are some gravitational anomalies at that latitude. And some people also think, well, actually I believe that that's how they could make the pyramid, or by making the stones levitate. And there's more. That's pretty much the area where there's the most amount of monuments with huge stones. Baalbek isn't so far from there. And so and also there's an idea that it's kind of like HARP. They have it way up in the North Pole, so they can bring energy anywhere in the world throughout those Van Allen electromagnetic lines. Well, some people think that the pyramids were built at that specific location so that they can send off energy throughout the world, because the people who made it so that it would be a power source for the whole planet, because the energy could reach out anywhere in the world from that area. So that was the crystal that they made. So anyway, so I was there and I thought, well, maybe this is pretty close to the latitude of the pyramids. I went back, I did Google Earth, and you can do Google Earth also to verify. But we figured when we were there at the lookout point, we were looking south, and it looked like the lights were just in front of this ridge, this a really low ridge of these hills. Well, we figured maybe it was 20 miles south of us, and then I looked at Google Earth, and it turns out that those hills are exactly 20 miles south of the lookout point, which is about 10 miles east of Marfa, which you can actually see from Google Earth. And I looked at where the latitude of the pyramids at Giza is, and it's at 30 degrees 0.44. Well, those hills are at 30 degrees 0.44. It was within 1 mile. The Marfa Lights are within 1 mile, same exact latitude to the T as the pyramids of Giza. So it appears that they are exactly at this 19.5 degree Richard Hoagland talks about, or 30.44 latitude. Another thing I found very interesting is that there were I saw 3 volcanoes about 20 miles east of Marfa, right to the west of this town called Alpine. So I think that also obviously has something to do with it. Those are the only volcanoes I've ever seen in the lower 48 states. They're extinct volcanoes, but it was pretty amazing to find those there. I wasn't too surprised once I noticed that they were there, but it was really exciting to see that it's the same exact latitude as the pyramids of Giza. So I think the Marfa Lights are energy coming in, pointing towards people watching them and going down. And that's my 2 cents. Hopefully that was under 10 minutes. I forgot to time myself.